Very lovely and talented woman on my fantasy playlist. Of course, there's a whole bunch of them, but Kelly Clarkson at number 6, up from number 7, Because of You. One of her biggest hits, Kelly Clarkson. Let me adjust this camera real quick. Mr. DJ here, counting down. We're soon counting down my fantasy playlist of November 6, 2005. Kelly Clarkson. I believe it was 2002 when she won on American Idol. And boy, she must have been on cloud nine. I remember watching. Well, I never watched an episode of American Idol, but I watched a rerun backstage. And Kelly Clarkson, she was on cloud nine. She was so happy. She was backstage with Simon Cowell, and it was just absolutely, the woman seemed to be on top of the world. And then she had that huge hit. I believe it was called Moments Like This. Never got into it because I'm not into slow records, but she had some great vocals. She still does. She's still belted out. She's one of the great vocalists, great singer. But she's had her share of adversity, it turns out. Because of You might have been aimed at her mom. Her parents divorced when she was 6 years old. And her mom was always busy, just doing stuff, just didn't have any time for her daughter, her little daughter, Kelly. And Kelly had to make her own sandwiches, make her own lunch. About 10 years later, she was a teenager. She was with a group of friends, and they were talking about the influences that older parents, well, older people and peers, they have on you. And Kelly Clarkson, somewhere down the line, got inspired during the conversations. And after the conversation, she went into her room or went somewhere and wrote the song Because of You. And this is before American Idol. She was 16 at the time. And she submitted a demo to a couple of producers. One of them worked with Evanescence. I wrote down their names, and I couldn't remember their David Hodges and Ben Moody. I think it was Ben Moody who worked with Evanescence, and they liked it. They started working on it. But even after American Idol, not everything was rosy for Kelly Clarkson. She apparently had some trouble with some of the producers and also with Clive Davis. Probably not surprisingly, Clive Davis can be surprisingly blunt. I've read his autobiography. He's clashed some with Barry Manilow, one of his top signature artists back in the days of Arista and Columbia, well, Columbia or Arista Records back in the 70s. And Kelly Clarkson looks like she had a bit of a confrontation, a dust-up with Clive Davis. And she played the demo of Because of You for Clive Davis for the first time. Now, you got to understand this. Clive Davis is not known to the general public at large, but to the people in the music industry, the people who aspire to be singers or musicians, Clive Davis is usually a very familiar name. Top record mogul. And she grew up admiring Clive Davis. She thought of him as kind of a hero when she was growing up. God, I'd like to meet Kelly Clarkson. I could probably talk some music with her. God, that'd be nice. There's just not that many people who are into music like I am. But still, getting back to the topic, Kelly Clarkson plays her demo for Clive Davis, and Clive Davis says, I hate this. I hate this demo you did it because of you. Kelly, you're just... Well, I'll give you a sanitized version of what Clive Davis said. Kelly, you're a lousy writer. You can't rhyme. Just put this aside. Just stand up and sing. And by the way, you ought to be glad that you're working with me with all the gifts that I've bestowed upon you. And when I tell you that you're a lousy writer, I mean, you're going to have to take my word for it. As she cried, she just, oh my God, this guy was my hero, and look what's going on. He's telling me I can't write. Well, Because You became one of her biggest hits. She proved him wrong. And by the way, this video I shot in 2017, just right after Christmas, she does a great rendition of a Christmas record on one of her videos. She's standing up and singing. She's just, God, what a voice. I mean, well, anyway, Because of You, up to number 6 on my fantasy playlist, November 6, 2005.